I am a man, and I am a victim of sexual harassment and sexual abuse from jealous militant lesbians at work for over 20 years. They sexually harassed me and sexually abused me for daring to give good and loving women at bars the pleasure and sex that they wanted. When a man spends years at bars giving women everything that they want, militant lesbians are filled with jealous rage and express their hatred of masculine heterosexual lovers of women with sexual harassment and sexual abuse. More men will be lovers of women and women who love women and make women happy only when society protects men from being slandered and traumatically punished for being lovers with good and loving women at bars. By attacking men for being lovers of women, jealous militant lesbians are attacking the sexual happiness of women and prove themselves to be the greatest enemies of women. When an organization like National Coalition of Men fights back to end the sexual harassment of men, it is also fighting to help women have happier lives through better relationships with men. The most recent case of sexual harassment of me at work was a militant woman saying, "He failed with respect to my sex life. I will talk directly to my abusers." So, you view heterosexual men to be failures. By sexually slandering me for my heterosexual lifestyle, you are also sexually slandering all heterosexual men with similar lifestyles. That means you are sexually harassing most men at work, not just me. If it is okay for you to sexually judge men, then it is equally fair for men to sexually judge you. Jesus said, "Judge not lest you be judged. By the same standards you judge others, you shall be judged." To be fair, you will be judged by the values you judge others by. If I failed because I did not do enough with women, then anyone who has done less than me is also a failure for the same reason. In your case, if you have done less with men than I have done with women, then you are a failure. I will look at things that I have done with women at bars and ask you if you have done what I have done. If you have not, then that makes you a sexual failure. Have you danced with thousands of men at bars? If not, then you are a sexual failure and loser, because I danced with thousands of women at bars. Have you shared pleasure with hundreds of men at bars? If not, then you are a sexual failure and a loser, because I did so with women. Have you offered dates to hundreds of men at bars? If not, then you are a sexual failure and a loser, because I did so with women. Have you had one-night stands and sex with men at bars that you have never met before? If not, then you are a sexual failure and a loser, because I did so with women. Have you ever walked into a bar and within 5 minutes of entering the bar, walked out of the bar with a man you never met before in your life, on your way to have sex with him? If not, then you are a sexual failure and a loser, because I did that with a woman. Have you ever stripped naked at a bar and seductively danced naked for a group of men at a bar? If not, then you are a sexual failure and a loser, because I did that for women. I spent years at bars giving good and loving women the dances, pleasure, and sex that they wanted. That is why good and loving women at bars respected me and called me a lover. The opinions of good and loving women who share pleasure and sex with me matters. Your opinion means absolutely nothing. I can prove to rational, reasonable people that I was not just a lover. I was also a highly skilled lover and a perfect lover. Yes, I said perfect lover. First, the majority or vast majority of men are in fact lovers of women and deserve credit and respect for being lovers. If there are 10 valid definitions of the word lover, all a man or woman has to do is to satisfy one definition in order to be a lover. By the rules of the English language regarding the ER ending of a verb, a lover is in fact one who loves. Thus, a male lover of women is a man who loves women and demonstrates his love by trying to make women happy. When I danced with thousands of women and shared pleasure with hundreds of women, I did in fact make women happy. Like most men, I am a lover of women. Since I love women and make women happy, I am a lover. As far as being a skilled lover of women, my skills far exceed that of the vast majority. I have exceptional social, psychological, and spiritual skills. From over 20 years of experience meeting and interacting with women, I have developed advanced social skills. My psychological research at bars helped me to invent the most advanced system of relationship psychology that exists on planet Earth. I am an interpretive dancer and spirit dancer, which really helps to meet and seduce women at a bar with dance music. My spiritual skills include the telepathic ability to hear thoughts from miles away, the empathic ability to feel emotions, and the psychic vision ability to see emotions in the electromagnetic aura fields of humans. My far superior human relationship skills are undeniable. Perhaps no other human on this planet has the same relationship skill levels that I have. Thus, I am a highly skilled lover of women. As far as being a perfect lover, that is a more difficult task. Imperfections in others in your social environment can negatively impact your behavior and cause imperfections in your behavior. Relative imperfection is nearly relative perfection is nearly maximizing probable shared happiness. Since militant lesbians threaten to punish me for being a lover with um, with sabotage of my work to prevent the extermination of the human species, that it was a real problem for me. How can a man be a lover if doing so means the extermination of the human species? One strategy is to choose a safe environment, like bars, where militant lesbians are not there to threaten and punish you. Another strategy is to have faith and risk it anyway. There were times when I succeeded at being a perfect lover at bars, but there were also times when memory of the threats of militant lesbians inhibited me even at bars. But I was a perfect lover at bars when thoughts of militant lesbians did not enter my mind. Anyone who has seen me at my best at bars knows that I was the perfect lover at bars. Militant lesbians will never admit that I am special and know the secrets to being a skilled lover and perfect lover. However, I would ask the following questions. Do you know anyone else on the planet with my telepathic, empathic, and vision abilities who was a spirit dancer and also devoted years of research to invent the most advanced system of sexual relationship psychology in existence on this planet? Name just one person who compares to me. Name just one. You cannot. I was a perfect lover at bars because women at bars wanted me to be a lover. They proved they wanted to be a lover by respecting me for making women happy. I avoided being a lover at work because militant women did not want me to be a lover at work. They proved by slandering me for making women at bars happy and by threatening to dramatically punish me. To fully understand my situation, know that I wrote the book Jesus Christ, World Utopia. In the book, I said something similar to the following. The world stands at the crossroads between Jesus Christ's world utopia and Satan's doomsday. If the world follows my advice and implements the teachings of Jesus Christ in society, then all human suffering will end. But if society rather ignores my advice, then it will rather take the wrong path that leads to doomsday and the extermination of the human species. My life mission was to help avert the global nuclear extermination of the human species. My life mission was to teach the world how to end all human suffering. You cannot imagine what it is like to have a vision of the future and experience millions of people screaming in terror, anguish, and hopelessness as their bodies melt away. You cannot imagine what it is like to hear those screams forever, ever echo in your mind like thunder. If you believe that witnessing one death is emotional trauma, then what is witnessing the death of billions and seeing the extermination of the human species? I wrote my book to prevent the suffering and death of humanity. Now suppose a militant woman at work said that if you were a lover, then no one would buy and read your book. If you were given the message that being a lover at work would mean the extermination of the human species, then would you dare to be a lover at work. Some militant women may say that I failed to be a lover at work. The truth is they failed to allow me to be a lover at work. It was not my failure, but rather their failure. To the women who repeated a slander against me, I ask you to see through my eyes, feel my emotions, and view the world through my life experience. To help you see the truth, consider the following. What if a woman asked you to run a race, but then she held a gun to your daughter's head and said, "If you win the race, then I will blow your daughter's brains out"? Would you win the race? Now suppose after the race she called you a failure because you did not win the race. How would that make you feel? How would you feel about that militant woman? Think about it and fully understand what emotions you would experience. In the future, if you heard someone else call you a failure for not winning the race, how would that make you feel? Would it remind you of the trauma you experienced when the life of your daughter was threatened? Would you consider yourself a failure for choosing the life of your daughter over winning a race? What would you say to those who heartlessly remind you of your pain and call you a failure for choosing to save your daughter's life? I was not a failure for not wanting the human species to be exterminated. Militant women were rather failures for being heartless, inhuman, and opposing work to save millions of lives. I was a lover at bars for years. Good and loving women at bars succeeded at helping me to give them the pleasure and sex that they wanted. If you want to hear more, listen to part 2. Thank you.